everyone. Welcome back to Nothing Nerdy. I'm here with the inspector who reacts, and we're here to discuss Spider-Man 2 from 2004. I watched it.
Nerdy's first viewing of this movie?
Yes. Yeah. The first one I had seen, like, when it first came out, but obviously I didn't remember anything other than the spider bite. This one I've never seen. Sporting a solo cut. I'm channeling some Star Wars, you know. It was a sad day for Star Wars fans. But I guess a good day to be a Marvel fan, but, you know.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of new Marvel announcements today.
Yeah.
So.
And it's like out of my commitment to Star Wars, I cannot react to any of the Spider-Man Marvel news. Like, you know, I know that doesn't make sense, but it's like, come on, Star Wars. We need more Star Wars news. We were all hoping for the Kenobi trailer, like,
oh yeah,
footage. You know,
we kind of got
something. I mean, we got Boba, but
yeah, and there's a lot of uncertain Star Wars news in the future, but
yeah.
But for Marvel,
sorry.
Yeah, I know, but it's like Marvel's got a lot going on, but we've also got the past Marvel.
Yes. First of all, hello MXC and Lucifer, darling. Hello, how are you? We got shafted. Yeah. You a simple loyal woman. Star Wars Kenobi are your thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We started on Star Wars. It's always going to be Star Wars.
Yeah. Star Wars is my main man. Marvel is my side piece.
So what did you think of this one?
Okay. So overall, I did like it. I didn't like it as much as the first one. The main thing that I liked was Peter's emotional and mental journey, like his journey to kind of find himself, figure out who he is and what he can do or should do or wants to do. Like, yeah. I love that kind of... I love when you see that a character go through that. So I love that.
It showed his struggle of being Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love that. Mm-hmm. I didn't like... Okay, I'm sure you all can guess what my least favorite scene was. P. Becca's, hello, how are you? They gave us the Boba Fett documentary. Yeah, at least we got that, but I want more. So every time someone says Marvel, take a drink. Yes. In a Marvel stream. I don't know. I did rewatch this. Was not as good as I remembered. Doc Ock kind of lost his appeal to me. He was a good villain.
Yeah, he was an interesting character in this one.
Yeah. You know, you started out liking him. He's obviously very intelligent. He had a vision.
He was much sweeter than Goblin was in the last movie.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But you know, he wanted more. He wanted too much and was willing to risk too much.
Yeah.
But he was very destructive. So my least favorite scene, which it almost ruined the movie for me, but thankfully it happened early on, so the rest of the movie kind of redeemed itself for me.
Yeah.
Was when he was in the doctor's office, the hospital.
Oh gosh, yeah, that
I looked away. As soon as I saw before
I was worried about that for you, honestly.
As the scene started and the first thing you see is like the saw, the blade or whatever, I was like, that's it. I don't need to see anything else. I turned my head and I just listened to everything. I
feel like that's worse.
Yeah, it was. I could have done without it. They could have done without that, but I mean,
that is.
Did they show blood?
Yeah. No, but it's still pretty brutal for.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, the director's a horror movie director, and this is where he really.
I forgot you said that.
Yeah. But yeah, so as a friend of mine, or not, somebody I know said this is like, that is like the as far as PG-13 you could get with something that is not rated R, basically.
Yeah. I
Um,
I didn't like that.
yeah. Yeah, that was
Completely watching it.
definitely yeah. That one sticks out, yeah. But the rest of the movie, honestly, is not as. It's intense still. Like I said,
Hmm.
these movies are a lot more intense than the MCU's ever gotten. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, the I wouldn't be concerned for the next Doctor Strange. Speaking of Doctor Strange, he got actually a mention in this movie. Like
Crap.
when J. Jonah Jameson was thinking of names for Doc Ock, one of his Hoffman, yeah, the guy who was like kind of like Doctor Octopus, Doctor this, and he says Doctor Strange, and he's like, that's a good
Yeah,
idea.
I missed
Let's take
that.
it.
I'm so oblivious. I swear. I just miss
Yeah,
things sometimes.
yeah. It was and this is before Doctor Strange even like came out, so it was kind of a, it's kind of like a wow, that's like that's a different thing to look at. And you know
Hmm.
what's funny is now the director of this Spider-Man movie, like Sam Raimi, is directing the next Doctor Strange movie that's coming out.
Ah.
Yeah.
um. Yeah, he's in the last Spider-Man movie. Jameson. So,
J- the newspaper boss guy,
oh.
J.K. Simmons, who's I, he's such he is like perfectly cast for his character in
Mm-hmm.
this, like because he's like the comic come to life.
Yeah.
Um, I just love the. It's one of those things where he's like it. He knows like how to beat for beat like bounce off somebody, like he
Mm-hmm.
like to like command the scene. I just love
Mm-hmm. He's a good actor.
it's like, hey, you're fired. No, wait, I need you. Get back here. You're on fire.
um.
uh,
Yeah, he's like he's funny, but at the same time, it's like you hate him because like stop bashing Spider-Man. He's a good man, and why don't you pay Peter Parker the money he deserves?
yeah, he's one of the things like he's he's awful, but he's like funny somehow. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
and I like how all the everybody around him is like they know who they're working for, but it's like they need this job or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Like
Um,
most jobs.
mm, um,
We're not happy, but we could go anyway because of that freaking paycheck.
um, so, how did MJ work for you in this one?
Um. Okay, I noticed they didn't pretty her up like they did in the first one. She looked a little bit more realistic for the most part.
Huh?
There's a
That's
difference. There's
interesting.
a different, maybe as a woman, I see it, but like there was
Mm.
a difference in her physical portrayal. Um, maybe
I don't
I'm.
know. I feel like she was. I don't know, like the right amount of pretty for
Oh, I'm
the
not saying she's not pretty. I'm
stardom that she's
saying
at. I
she looked a
guess.
little bit more human in this one.
Huh.
Like I felt like in the first one they were looking for this picture. They made her look like this picture perfect right out of the comic book, flawless hair. There was just the right hair.
Mm.
Um, um, like tight dress. Not that her dresses weren't tight. It just she there was a look. But mind you, now in the very beginning of this one, they're at the birthday party, and she looks like she just walked out of the rain. Like it wasn't. She looked disheveled to me. I mean, that's kind of how I took. So anyway, I'm saying this as a positive. I like it when women look real. Um,
Huh. I just that is. I never noticed that. It's not like, or I
Maybe
feel
it's
like I noticed the opposite.
a
I feel like
female
she.
thing. Um,
Although I can't understand what you mean. Like she did look. She looked more pretty than she should have in the first one.
there
Sort of
was
thing.
like an intentional, yeah, there was like an intentional. We're gonna just
I mean, especially like considering her living conditions at the time, it was one of those like she didn't. It's like where how is she that pretty? Is one of those. Um,
uh,
sort of. I don't know how to. I don't know, but it's one of those like. I don't know. I don't know. Like I have
yeah. I
no.
mean, I'm again. I'm not saying this as a I'm saying it as a positive thing. Like
Yeah.
I like the. I mean, she always looks beautiful. It's not her.
Yeah.
It's just the way they portray her. I like the way she looked in this one. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, so I watched this again. I watched it again recently, but I realized I watched the extended version because there's an extended version of this one.
Oh.
I um I may like remember some scenes a little differently than the ones that maybe the one you watched, which might have
Mm.
been. But I don't know. My point is okay, so the scene where it's like after the birthday and Pete's out in the trash, like dumping the trash, and it's kind of like the first one again, but it's like her and him are talking across the fence, and I like how they just have this very like intimate moment and intense, and like they're all kind of like getting real close to almost like they're about to kiss or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then she walks away and says, "Oh, I'm seeing someone," and I'm like, "Huh? You wait? What was that? What was that?"
Well, he left her hanging. I don't blame her. You can't wait around
I,
forever.
well, I know he loved it, but it's like then she's like getting all up in his face and just like, and then so she turns around, it's like, "Oh, I'm with someone." It's like, so are you? What are you doing?
Well, she loves Peter and wants to be with Peter, but he's not giving her anything.
Yeah,
So she's just gonna like
I mean, yeah,
throw it in his face. But
and
he's the one that.
yeah, I know it just caught me off guard. Probably caught him off guard too. um, I forgot how that was revealed because I thought it happened later when he like when he misses the play when he gets
Mm-hmm.
late to the play or something like that. I thought maybe that's when it was
That's
revealed.
when
No, the extended
she.
version did it.
That's
Yeah,
when he sees her with him
yeah,
walking out together.
yeah.
Oh.
Um, and oh my gosh, I like watching this movie. I felt this is brutal to Peter. This whole movie is just brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Like even like especially at that one party where he's just trying to get like a snack or a little thing. Everything's just like it's like the last straw for him. It's one of those it's
Can't get a
so
drink. Can't get something to
brutal.
eat.
It's like he laughed because he finally gets a cup and I was like thank goodness finally he gets something and then it's empty. I'm
It's a
just like,
used
are you
cup.
serious?
In the midst of COVID, I was like, ugh, you know.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
this was
yeah.
a different
Gosh,
time,
that's
yeah.
such a different time.
Hi, Captain Spike.
Um, yeah. Um, yeah, it's this again, and also this is showing like the struggle of Spider-Man. He's losing the things Peter needs basically
Mm-hmm.
because he has to be this, and
I didn't make that
yeah,
connection right away. So
yeah,
when he started like losing his abilities, like
hmm,
the web, his vision,
yeah,
I initially thought because it started after he met with Doctor Octavius.
hmm,
So
yeah,
I
something around there.
thought I don't know maybe I've seen too many mysteries like or murder shows. I thought that Octavius like poisoned him because I know they had like a
Hmm,
meal together, at his
yeah,
house or office or whatever, and the wife was there. Um, so I thought he was poisoned, and that
yeah,
was why
yeah,
he was losing everything. But
hmm,
clearly, that wasn't it.
yeah. It was more of a, which I'm gonna say I kind of here or there on that one because it's like I kind of get it, but I feel like I don't know how like his powers would regress of sorts because of his mentality of it or something like that. I mean, I guess he has some control over it, but it's one of those things where it's like I don't feel like he would just suddenly not be able to like he couldn't see anymore. He basically regressed all the way back to his original self.
Yeah, I agree.
Um,
I feel like that doesn't make any sense either, unless there's something about spiders that I don't know. Like,
yeah,
if their mate dies, do they? Like, I don't know. They're spider buddies. One of their spider buddies dies, and well, I
yeah.
can't spin the
I
web
don't know
anymore.
about any. I mean, I do get depression and heartbreak and all that will affect you, but it's like I still feel like he wouldn't regress that far back. He'd still be
Hmm.
able to have some of his powers. I mean, he's still physically strong. He doesn't get killed from what normally would kill somebody.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those things.
Let's read the chat. Maybe it was his wife. She was suspiciously nice. I liked her, and I know I've seen her in other things, and I cannot remember what I've seen her in. She died too
I
early for
don't
him.
know where if I've ever seen her or not. She's like one of those. I feel like I've seen you, but I don't know where I've seen you from.
I know I have, and like I have to IMDb her. Doc
Mhm.
Ock explained earlier that because Peter was keeping everything, such as life problems and girlfriend issues, to himself, it affects his mentality, and then I guess affects his powers.
Yeah, and I guess in this universe of Spider-Man, his powers are, I guess, connected to his mind or something like that. Because it's like, because his powers are a little different. Well, not completely, but a little. I guess the biology of his powers are a little different
Mm-hmm.
in this version compared to like the comics or other versions or something like that. Um, because I think his in the comics or his stickiness, like him able to climb up walls, is more like a static electricity like kind of ability rather than like little feelers on his fingertips.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like different scientific explanations to his abilities,
Right.
and this one's more biological.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Uh,
Oh, Robert, hello.
yeah. The CGI was definitely improved in this one though. um, like everything felt a little more real.
Oh, I get what you're doing. Nothing nerdy, nothing nerdy. Does whatever a jetter is looking for, pushes. Fires lightning, use a
Nice.
lightsaber. Look out, here comes nothing nerdy. I love it. That's awesome. Oh yeah, I liked how the theme was like that girl on the violin on the street was playing the
Oh
Spider-Man theme song.
yeah,
I liked how that kept popping.
yeah. I, it's
Spidey
it's one of those things
senses.
where like I feel like
There's
again
a
we're
pill
at a
for
different
that.
time, but it's like I always remember like old New York. There'd always be performers on the streets
Mm-hmm.
doing all that stuff, and I feel like that's something old, but I'm pretty sure it still goes on nowadays because
Probably.
there's always somebody performing on the streets for
Mm-hmm.
fun or cash or something.
Naked cowboy, you
But
know.
I think my dad met that guy.
Really?
Yeah, he went up to New York. He actually met him.
That's pretty cool.
Uh,
Did you make Phil's first Spidey just
yeah, and it's I gotta say, like the way because again this is like there was no other like connected universe or something, but I feel when they were making this, they definitely like did a good job at like preparing for possible like future sequel characters to show up or something like that because like they mentioned Doctor Strange. um there's a couple of characters that never got a chance to become the characters they were, but like the uh astronaut that MJ was going to marry is actually one of Spider-Man's villains he was going to become.
Oh.
So yeah, he was actually I think it was like Wolfman or something because he's an astronaut. He's related to the moon or something. So I guess some connection of that.
Interesting.
I
I
don't
didn't
know
know
the
that.
comics, but that's yeah. There's a few others reference. Oh yeah. There's like all of these Man Wolf. Ah right. Yeah, that I know about. But yeah, it's kind of interesting how there's like set up for they introduce these characters to have them ready for the future, but they
Mm-hmm.
never got a chance to do anything with it. Um, but yeah, anything else? Like
Um.
from
All right. Let's see. Well, again, I liked how through most of the movie, you kind of see this inner turmoil with Peter Parker. You know how I
yeah,
am. Whenever I watch a movie, that's what I connect with is the emotions of the character, what they're feeling, what it makes me feel. So
yeah,
he really like I never realized what a good actor he was. Tobey Maguire, like
yeah,
he just portrayed him so perfectly. Like he
yeah,
wears his heart on his sleeve, and um so yeah, so just the you see in the beginning he's distanced himself from MJ even though he loves her. He's distanced himself
yeah,
from his best friend. Um, he's not around Aunt May as much anymore. He's off on his
yeah,
own, struggling to pay the bills. Um,
yeah. He's got life struggles on top of being the superhero he's you know trying to be.
Yeah, like nothing is
Um,
going well. I like the part where he's trying to deliver the pizza in 8 minutes, and I'm like, oh, he's Spider-Man, he could do this, and he wasn't able
yes.
to do it, and I was like, oh boy, things really aren't going well for him. Oh, that was kind of
um,
sad.
yeah, it was, that's actually uh, gosh, that was so funny when he's in the like janitor closet. He's trying to get all the brooms into the thing, and it just keeps falling.
He's such a little nerd. I love it.
Yeah.
Um,
And yeah, he loses that job. He fails that. He's late.
yeah. Um,
Um,
yeah, just watching,
oh
watching.
right. Uh, sorry. I was like you remind me of the professor. Um,
Oh,
I'll come
oh,
back to that.
right.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Nerdy?
Oh, I was gonna just continue talking about his inner struggles
Yeah.
as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Um,
Um,
can are you okay?
yeah, I'm good. I was just like, okay.
Oh, okay.
Was
I
that
didn't
it?
want to. I didn't
I
want
was
to
just
cut you off. So, um,
sorry. I thought you were gonna start some things, but I was gonna. Yeah, his professor is actually becomes another one of his villains.
really?
Um, yeah, he becomes a lizard because he's actually he's got a lost arm and he's trying to repair it.
Oh.
So he tries to get like the lizard's regrowing ability,
Mm-hmm.
and that goes wrong for him. So he becomes
Yikes.
another one of Peter. Peter has a lot of villains. He
Yeah,
knows
that's kind of
personally.
like exhausting. It's kind of like Harry Potter.
Yeah,
Every book he's got,
yeah.
new something he's got to deal with.
Spoilers. I'm just talking about what like other villains that didn't get a chance to become.
Oh, well, listen, I'm not going to read the comics, so it's not a spoiler for me.
Yeah.
Um, but so continuing with like his struggles or whatever. I couldn't believe he told Aunt May what happened. But I mean, I realized that was part of like his healing. Like he had to tell
Yeah.
her because she was like blaming herself,
Mhm.
um, and I thought she was gonna be like, "Oh, Peter, it's okay," like in that moment,
Yeah.
and she doesn't say anything, and she just walks
Yeah.
away, and
She
I was like,
walks off. That was those are one of the like. There's very again like these are very brutal scenes, and they're
"Yeah,
very like there's and there's like something else I was thinking about like the I feel again it's like a different way of filmmaking happens now. It's like there's a lot of time on scenes. Like there's a lot of film being held on a scene or a character or something.
mm-hmm,
Whereas I feel now things really cut really fast or like
yeah,
don't really hang on something as much.
it's a good, interesting
Like I
point."
was just like it was kind of interesting. Yeah, scenes like that, like how you get to like breathe in what just happened.
Mm-hmm. And I like movies that do that. Like I
Mhm.
love it when the movies make you feel something when you're dealing with human emotions.
Yeah.
Um, and that was such a like a gut wrenching raw moment. And it's
Yeah.
like you're like, oh, please make it stop, please make it stop, and it's he just
Mhm.
keeps going, and she doesn't say, and that is like the worst thing.
Yeah,
Like
she just
when someone
it's
doesn't, when somebody gives you
you don't
silence.
know what they how they because like when they don't say anything it's like you don't know if they hate you or they what like you don't know anymore
Yeah.
like so it's like well now I'm left on the hanging on the phone waiting for the answer.
But like I guess
um
she had to process what he said and
yeah
process her emotions, and
um
she did come
and
around, which I was
yeah
glad.
I mean she sold his comics but she got rid of those.
Yeah, there's his karma.
Yeah I was like but yeah
The toaster, poor
I,
Aunt
I did,
May.
uh didn't get the toaster.
Like dying
Yep.
over here.
Good.
Yeah, just coughing a lot. Yeah, I feel like I'm just a hot mess. Hot mess nerdy. Just change the name of my channel. Hot mess nerdy.
That should be what's your second like your nerdy plus hot mess nerdy.
You know what? Maybe I will change it. Forget nerdy reacts. Hot mess nerdy.
Yeah.
um,
But now that so I'm guessing you recognize Doc now from the Far From Home trailer or No Way Home, the next Spider-Man movie coming out trailer.
Yeah, wasn't he like wearing sunglasses or something in a suit? Was
Yep,
he wearing a suit? Okay.
and the arms are with him
The
again.
arms I don't remember. I guess I'll have to watch the trailer again, but
Yeah,
I remember the
um,
Hello Peter thing. That's what he
yeah.
said, right?
So he's back.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, him and Goblin are back to meet a new Peter, a different Spider-Man. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Um,
Nothing. Is that the C-3PO action figure case? Yes, it is. Next to the Darth Vader one from back in the day.
I do. It's one of those things where it's like, as a like I do feel bad for Doc Ock because again, it's like which was really funny how they uh the thing on the that keeps his control of the arms is an inhibitor chip,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, okay, that I understand because like Clone Wars we have the inhibitor chips from Clone Wars, so it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
the same thing.
Same thing, yeah.
But
But theirs was on the
yeah, when he
inside.
yeah, but when that gets broken, the arms AI is able to kind of influence him now, and that's where he starts to villainize, and it's kind of a mix of his madness and uh, the AI controlling him.
Yeah. I like Doc Ock. He was good. They do have good villains. In
I
the
know that isn't a Star
first
Wars thing, but
movie.
it's like that's it's just it was such a thing where it was like, oh, I understand because I've never like studied that, so it was one of those things where like, oh,
It's cool to see it in something
I
else.
have a I have a yeah I have a relation I have an understanding of it,
Yeah.
um,
Um.
and yeah, and I guess it's just something like I like how like again he's kind of mostly a guy, but he's got these mechanical arms that allow him to do all these crazy things like climb up walls and uh, he's able to fight Spider-Man with these arms. They have a really good fights, honestly, in this one.
The one with Aunt May was just
Mm-hmm.
that was another one that
Oh
I
yeah.
couldn't watch. I would just I kept like peeking through my eyes. I was like, please no, please no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was like because I didn't know if she like lived or died. Like was this it? Um,
Yeah.
it was. I'm glad they didn't kill her off. I don't know if they kill her off in the third one. They better not. I'll be pissed. She can die of natural causes, but they cannot kill her.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna look at you because I don't want any giveaways. um, Doc Ock became one of the best comic book movie villains, and lots of people lost their minds seeing him in the trailer. Oh, really?
Yeah.
He was a very
Yeah.
good villain.
Yeah. Again, it's like because CGI was becoming a very popular thing in the early 2000s. Um, a lot of like things that couldn't be done with Spider-Man and Spider-Man's villains could now be done.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we can have 4 mechanical arms, even though sometimes they were actually practical. They actually had practical arms with the
Oh,
actor,
cool.
and they had puppets like kind of doing the thing.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Right on the train.
Um,
Oh, yes, that was an incredible moment.
that was good.
Watching him try to like, I mean, aside from the fight between the two of them,
Yeah, but
him trying to stop
him trying to stop it.
I
Yeah,
was like, I was, I'm like, I'm never going on the subway again. It was
yeah,
just, that
but
was intense.
yeah, that is like a very that is a good scene. It's
Mm-hmm. And
him
then,
trying a few things and then eventually both showing his strength and his will stopping it at the very end, like after all that effort. Yeah, and it exhausts him basically, both the fight and that him stopping the train.
mm-hmm. Um,
And he kind of gets his identity revealed.
yeah, but I liked how, it's like the people like it was like the people there like represented the people of New York, and like they were there like, we got you, we're gonna protect you, and your secret's safe with us. Like I felt like that, that
Mhm.
was how it showed him like this is what people really think of me. I'm not hated like the newspaper, tells
Yeah.
everyone. I'm a terrible person.
Although I'm pretty sure Jameson will still spin it in some way.
Yeah, no pun intended.
Actually, that was actually a funny moment where it's like
Everyone
after
carrying him around.
MJ gets captured and Jameson's like, "It's my fault. I drove Spider-Man away." It's like he was a hero. He was a good man. He was, and then his suit gets stolen. The suit gets stolen. He's like, he's a thief. He's a criminal. He's like back to old Jameson.
Mm-hmm. Some people never change.
He's a menace to the entire city. Yep.
Yeah, it was
Oh
nice.
man, it was like you go ahead.
It was nice to see him come back, like, to realize, Spider-Man is a part of who I am. I can do this. I want to
Mhm.
do this, all because of, he had that conversation with Aunt May. Um,
Yeah,
and there was like the little boy there, and he's like,
yeah,
everybody needs a hero. Spider-Man was his hero,
mhm.
and that was what kind of made him realize, like, okay,
Yeah.
time to go back.
And they talk about how he's like sometimes he can't. I mean, he can't have it all, but he still has to. He still has to. He still has
Yeah.
to like be the hero
Mm-hmm.
because no, there's not really anyone else that can be a hero
Yeah.
right now. He's the only one.
Mm-hmm. Um, you're my hero, Frankie. Let me go get my suit. Hold on. Um,
Get your black cat suit.
oh God. Um, I was
One
thinking
day,
in
one
that
day she'll get on.
I was thinking of that scene on the train. I was like, if this happened now, everybody would have pulled out their phones and like
Yeah,
been
I
live
know.
streaming it. Forget it.
Yeah, that was back like again. It was like there was that moment where he calls MJ and it's like on a payphone. And I was like, oh wow. It's
Yeah, I thought
like
that.
I
I was like,
know.
oh, those don't exist anymore.
Yeah, it's just one of those. Yeah, it's just like man, technology at the time.
And it's crazy to think. I mean,
Um,
that wasn't even 20 years ago. I mean, it's almost 20 years ago, but it wasn't even 20 years ago. Like, that's pretty
yeah,
cool.
like it's just over 15 years ago, but
Yeah,
barely.
crazy to think about.
Uh,
You could be a hero. You make blue milk ice cream. Yeah. What he said.
yeah,
I don't ask
Bantha
for
milk.
much. Well, I ask for a lot because I'm a lot. I'm a lot to deal with, so I do ask for a lot. But come on now. We're trying to get Lucy to do a cooking stream.
Ah,
I've invited him to
yeah.
come on my Nothing Nerdy holiday special, and you could show everybody how to make blue milk ice cream. But you do you. Itashi, hello, how are you? When
Hey.
Ben says the line, with great power comes great responsibility, the common thought is Peter's new powers, but his uncle didn't know about them. What do you think he means? Ooh.
It's a good question.
Interesting question. Maybe his
I do like
uncle
the
knew. Maybe he did know.
hmm. Yeah, that was a and that's an
Oh, I can't
interesting
wait
moment
more.
where he actually gives up. He just drops it.
Yeah.
Like which I can get, but at the same time I'm like again, it's like the same thing with his powers. Like his I guess he's giving up because he can't keep his powers are kind of like being lost.
Mm-hmm.
So he can't be Spider-Man anymore. So it's kind of like there's a reason to why he kind of gives up of sorts.
Mm.
But at the same time, again, there's like I don't know. What do you think of that? What do you think of him dropping the like Spider-Man just completely like so
You mean walking
he
away
can
from his
his
responsibility?
responsibility? Yeah.
Um, I mean, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I get the struggle and I get the decision. Like, sometimes, you have something in your life and you feel obligated to do it. And, you have to kind of at some point set it aside. Can I live without this thing? Do I really need it? I mean, I can relate it to other things. But
Yeah.
I get it. And he had to know what his life would be like without it. If he did walk away from it. And you saw how hard it was for him. Like, he saw people in trouble. And he realized even without the costume, even without going out every night and saving people, he could not
ignore it.
Like, it was a part of who he was. Like, he was just someone who wanted to help people. And this was a way for him to do that.
Yeah, and I definitely, like... It's one of those... Again, it's like one of those where it's like... It's an interesting kind of... To show what his life would be like without all that hero struggle.
Mm-hmm.
But again... not to say that, again, like, it's one of those things where, like... Not that the city needs him, but it's more like the city very much is better with him as Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because of the skills he has, he can get to places faster and quicker, and
he's able to hang out with MJ and all that.
I like that Ben didn't mean for him to be anything than what he saw him as, the amazing Peter Parker. Yeah, just a good person.
Yeah.
We are the heroes of our own life. I like that. That moment feels when you have something that weighs on you and you see no way to resolve your issues and you fall on a dark spiral. The fire scene with the little girl trying to help him after he fell down was good. Yeah. When he ran into the fire to go save her, at first I thought, I was like, is this a trick? I thought, because didn't they do that in the prior movie?
Yeah, they did that. Goblin did that in the first one.
So I was like, is this a trick? Is it really him? Octavius.
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 Doc Ock.
I don't know. I'm a hero to everyone.
That was Let's look at the joke in the Big Bang Theory. It was like, how come in Spider-Man's like world everyone has like this, or like there's always these two like everyone's got the same name with like two of the same letters almost. It's like Peter Parker, Otto Octavius, J Jonah Jameson. It's like all.
Maybe that was the best Stanley could do. Wait, was he in this movie? Didn't I see him at one point?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Stanley's actually they're not like big cameos. They're like quick cutaway cameos. Right. But he does appear in them.
I think he was outside and he was like helping someone or something.
He's like, he kind of like saves somebody from
it was like
falling
a quick
debris.
Scene. I was like, I think that's him. I was too lazy to rewind it.
Yeah.
Goblin is more psychopathic.
Speaking of like Goblin and Harry, Harry. I don't know about Harry in this one.
Yeah, he was like hell bent on killing Spider-Man.
Yeah. Which I get. I do understand that, but it felt like he was like completely. Which also, again, he does lose a very strong investment of money, so he's kind of like very, very in a dark place.
A desperate place, yeah.
But yeah, he gets. I'm kind of like one of those things where like he says, it's like he talks to Peter, it's like we're friends. It's like, how are you two still friends? As big as also was like, I didn't realize how much time it has. Apparently, it's been like 2.5 years since the first movie. So yeah, that's how much time had passed for between these two movies. And I was like, wow, that's a lot of time. I thought it was like a year or something.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much time had passed. But yeah, and then when he realizes that his friend Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Yeah, which is an interesting moment because it's like the person he wants to kill is his friend his friend, and and he in the end, he kind of starts to lose it and
Yeah.
finds his father's goblin cave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was
So
when he started hearing the cackling, I was like, "Oh, what's going on? Is he somehow still alive? Like, how is this happening?" Um,
yeah,
but then he opens up, and then he opens up the secret entrance or whatever, and I was like,
yeah.
"Oh boy." Um,
hmm So we'll have to see what happens with that.
in the next one, but
Um,
yeah, good movie.
yeah, yeah, and MJ now knows Pete, Speeder, Pete, Peter,
Peter,
Peter
Peter,
Parker, Spider Man.
Piper, Pecta, Pickle, Pippa. I don't even know. Yeah, she knows, as she says. I think I always knew. Um,
hmm
but I was glad that they finally
And
got
she,
together. Well, I think
yeah, but
the kiss tipped her off.
yeah, but also she dumps her fiance right at the
At the altar, God, I have nightmares about that. About like being at the altar and like, oh crap, I can't
yeah,
marry you, and then but I can't
yeah.
disappoint the
Especially after
guests.
like like how much money weddings actually cost is surprising.
I
It's like
don't. I mean, I have my own opinions about weddings in general, but
hmm,
go to if
yeah.
you want to get married so badly, go to City Hall. What does it cost you? $5? I don't even know.
Wow, that is not a lot.
I have
That's
no idea what it
City
actually
Hall
costs.
Street.
I'm just, but like compared to
Yeah,
the
it's not like
tens
ten
of
thousand
thousands,
dollars.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I know some people like it, like either at work, places like whatever. They're like, oh yeah, spent $2,000-3,000 on the DJ, and I'm like,
On just the DJ.
the DJ, and then another $2,000-3,000 on the photographer, $10,000, for dinner, like the venue, whatever. Like,
I just read EMXC's brother's wedding was like 50 grand. I'm like, what?
wait, what? Where?
Like 10 years ago for his brother.
Oh God.
Jeez.
And like, and there are people who make the same argument. That's money. That's a down payment on a house.
Yeah, like that's money you could save.
I never understood it. Like, but then there are people who are just like either adamant about getting married. It's either what they want or they do it for their family because their family wants it.
Mhm.
I hate being invited to weddings. I hate it. Like, I do not have FOMO. You don't invite me, I will fear of missing out. Like,
That's like, remember like what you said is like, I love you, but I'm not going.
mm-hmm. I'm much better about saying no to those things nowadays. Because literally, like, I don't know about you guys, but like, my family, okay, engagement party, the wedding, no, engagement party, bridal shower, wedding, okay, baby shower, and then baby's first birthday party, second birthday party. Did I say gender reveal parties? They were gender reveal party. It's just like I'm surprised you don't have parties when the kid takes his first shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like there is a party for everything. I don't need to
Yeah.
go. I don't need to be there. Yeah.
I asked asked my friend how much his wedding was, but I feel like honestly, like of the weddings I've been to, have been more family gatherings rather than events.
And family gatherings
So,
are nice. A nice, quiet. Like I like Thanksgiving dinner, like at my parents'
mhm.
house. I like to just just us. Same for Christmas Day. Um, it's nice and quiet. I'm all for that. But when it's like
Yeah,
extended and it's at a hall and it's like you got people hugging and
yeah,
kissing you alone, I'm like, oh my God, don't touch me. Um,
yeah.
It's awful. Oh, what did I have to go to? Oh, the christenings. That's the other one. You have to go to christenings. I had to go to a christening this summer.
Why?
I went to the church. I waved at everyone, hi, and then I got out of there because there was the after party. I'm like, I'm not staying for that. I ducked out right before pictures. Like pictures. Oh, that's
Wow.
great. Bye, everyone. I'm out.
You are not a social butterfly.
No, I'm not. Not at all. This is my idea of socializing. But this is my speed, you know? You're all the way over
Yeah.
there. Y'all are all the way over there. I'm here.
This is a nice gathering of people who
Yep.
of nerdy minds.
Mm-hmm. First communion, yes. It's like it doesn't stop. And better, like, why do I
Like,
have to be invited? I see these people either once a year, once every other year. Sometimes it's longer than that. Why, like, I'm invited out of they I don't know if they feel like they're obligated. I don't
yeah.
want to go. Frankie at a baby shower next. Oh God. I started saying no to a lot of those things. Like, thankfully at this point,
Feel like,
mostly everybody's married with kids. I think everybody's married at this point. I think everybody's had their kids. Like, I should be done for the most part. Now the next part will probably be graduation parties, you know. But I don't think you know. I mean, never mind. But you know what I mean. It's a subject I'm
yeah.
really passionate
It's like,
about.
and Chris is like, I love that. I do love that joke with Jameson. When he's like, call the caterer, tell her not to open the caviar.
Yeah.
Like, quickly. I'm not paying for that.
I forgot this was a Marvel stream again. I keep forgetting. We just got married at a colonial mansion in Maryland last year. There were like 3 living rooms, and each room had a Christmas tree. Oh, there was a 4th Christmas tree in the main hall. That's nice. I once went to like a Christmas themed wedding, like 10 plus years ago. It was really, it was very nice. I didn't want to go, but I went because I worked with this person, and the person was a bitch. And it's like, if I didn't go, I was gonna have to hear about
Do you still work with this person?
No, not anymore. I left that job. But it was like we worked in a very small place, so if I didn't go, like I said, this girl was a bitch. It was gonna be hell dealing with her, you know. So
But it was a nice wedding, apparently.
It was. Thankfully, it was nice. Like the bridal shower was nice, and the wedding was nice because it was Christmas themed. I like Christmas. I don't like you, but I like Christmas. So, yeah, it kind of redeemed itself.
That is I like Christmas. I don't like you. It's like, oh man, that is. Oh, that was good. What would you do if you caught the fly?
She was straight out of one of those movies. Oh my gosh, they hired a wedding planner? Stop it. I can only imagine how much that cost. Bricky, what would you do if you caught the flowers? Oh God.
She'd throw them.
I have stood in line for those things, and it's like, all right, this is me. This is me waiting.
Yeah. Actually.
But I don't do it for all the weddings. Because there's a thing. There's a thing. Have you seen this? With like the I don't remember if wasn't it all the weddings I went to. I think if you caught the flowers, then was it the best man? Someone had to do the thing with the garter belt. Whoever caught the flowers, they had
Oh yeah, yeah.
up your
I definitely
leg.
actually got to.
I don't want a strange man touching my leg. I was like horrified.
Well, yeah, I don't know what they do, but I do know. Yeah, I actually got to stand for that for the first time at one of my friends' weddings, like back in 2020, before everything went before we were all had to shut down. But and it was but yeah, it didn't even get to the past I was in the back because I was like, okay, it's either gonna go all the way back or it's gonna be like in the front. It didn't even go all the way. It's like, so yeah, it's like the same thing like the bridal flower toss.
Yeah.
Pretty much all it is.
But then whoever caught the garter belt, they have to put it on a girl.
I don't know.
Like, I think sometimes they do it with the bride and groom.
I don't even know why that's. I guess that's like a recent thing or something.
But I've seen it when it's like.
Yeah.
I think it's whoever catches.
Yeah, it is one of those like, why? Why that? I mean, flowers toss. I can understand. I feel like wedding traditions. I don't know if there's I don't think they're gonna be, but I feel like they're starting to die.
No, I'm telling you,
Kind
I've
of.
been to it. I went to my cousin's wedding. Okay, I don't remember what the deal was, but the girl caught the flowers, and I don't know if it was the guys who caught the garter belt, but whoever caught the garter belt, I think that's how it was done. Had to put the thing on the girl who caught the. I don't know if this is like a new trend, but I know because I remember there
That
were.
must be new because I don't know about that one.
I don't want to get into the details of the situation, but it was very awkward, and they had to put
I've
a
seen
stop to
yeah.
it because of the person who caught it, and it was awkward. They had to, yeah, it was very awkward, so it had to be stopped.
Yeah. Spider-Man.
So sorry.
No, I mean this is just it's really funny
weird.
how this where we went from here.
I'm very passionate about my hatred towards parties and people.
I know I respect that.
People at parties, not people in general, but people at parties. 20, 30 years ago, that was the tradition as well. City Hall. I'll live stream it. I'm not getting married, but you know. Anyway, Spider-Man was good.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2 was good. I definitely I think my favorite part, of course, is the him fighting Doc Ock on the train and then him saving everybody on the train. That was definitely probably my favorite part of it because it's there's such an emotion to that one, an effort that he put into that.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah, he gave it everything that he had. Hot mess.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the only wedding Frankie would be happy with is if it was with Obi-Wan.
With Obi-Wan. On the desert?
In the desert. A tattoo. But unfortunately, Obi-Wan is a hermit. So, nobody would be there. It would be great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of Obi-Wan, you didn't quite get a teaser.
Yeah.
We have, something. But, I don't know. That little thing just got me, even more excited. I expect it was, one of those things was I don't need to see anymore. It's I mean, teaser's cool, but I'm ready for this show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't like this one more than the first one?
No, I definitely like the first one more.
Yeah.
I feel like the first one of everything is always best.
Yeah, next stream, we might be going back to the MCU.
Yes, so I'm finally going to watch
Shang-Chi.
Yeah. Because it's on Disney Plus now. So we'll be discussing that next week.
Yep. So we'll be taking a break from Spider-Man and come back.
Where are you? Part 3 should be your favorite.
We'll be after we discuss that, we'll come back to Spider-Man with Spider-Man 3.
Yes. Yep. So so stay tuned next week.
Because I'm very excited to talk about Shang-Chi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm
excited to see it. Ever since I saw it, I want to see it again, and I want to talk about it with you because I think you'll really like this one.
Drinks.
Oh, yeah. There's that. I need to check that out too. The squirrels.
What? Huh?
There's squirrels in my roof.
Oh, I thought you were making fun of yourself for getting distracted. Like, a squirrel? I thought you were distracted by something.
Oh, like the dog. Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, kind of. I was distracted.
I've had that happen. Except it wasn't. Was it a squirrel? Yeah, it was a squirrel. Had babies. In the roof. I woke up one morning and I was hearing a lot of banging and it was like, what is going on up
chatter?
There? And eventually, I don't remember how long it was, I saw no little babies crawling out of there.
Aww. So, yeah.
You should watch the one shot All Hail the King before Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I think there's a little video on Disney Plus that it has MCU related, and it's definitely, I think, something that should be checked out before Shang-Chi. I don't even think it's long. I think it's like a 10-minute, maybe 5-minute little short. Yeah.
Okay.
I was trying to think. But yeah, I'm very excited to talk about this one because
Cool.
yeah, especially because it's like I've been waiting since you didn't get to see it in the theater. I've been waiting since what was it, September when that came out? I think it
Yeah,
was.
it was a while ago. I'm gonna watch it in
Yeah.
my home theater,
Mhm.
aka the second bedroom I
Yeah,
turned into a
and it's
little.
and cool little feature that they're actually doing is they're adding IMAX to some of the MCU movies,
Ooh,
like the IMAX versions.
that's pretty cool.
So yeah, and Shang-Chi's one of them. So you can now see like the instead of like the black bars, some I think it's not every shot, but some of the shots will have like the more shown screen,
Mm-hmm.
and then it'll cut to black bars, which is kind of annoying. I was hoping for like full screen movie of sorts,
Mm-hmm.
but I kind of get that.
Okay. All right,
But yeah,
guys.
so that's next stream.
Yes.
Spider-Man 3 after that.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Well, thank you all for watching and for chatting with us. Much appreciated. Um, so yeah, so we will be back next week to discuss Shang-Chi if you all want to join us. Next Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. So
Yeah.
hope to see you all there. I'll be heading on over to Twitch in a little bit, so if you want, you can hang out with us there. Otherwise, we'll catch you on the next stream. Bye, everyone.
Hawkeye's on the 24th. Yeah, so that'll be like after
I thought we weren't doing that.
Shang-Chi. We'll see. Well, I mean, if you still want to talk about it,
Oh, it's so. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Okay.
we'll figure it out. I'll talk to you.
Okay. All right. Bye, guys.